Yeah, you're starting to sound just like our contestants last week.
Going live.
Sweet shirt, man. I love ice.
What is
Sweet
Gary
shirt, man. I
Bartell's
love
business?
Muffin?
Muppin.
Oh, Marina.
Marina's like, where's mine?
We're on the pregame show?
Yep, live.
Yeah?
Still live? There it is. Welcome to
pre-game.
Friday Night Fish Talk pregame show with Captain Billy and myself.
Yeah.
Sorry for running late. We are going to be getting started with the actual show here in a few minutes. So we're just going to kind of chit-chat a little bit. If you all have any questions, comments, concerns for us.
Yeah, what all have you been doing this week? Any good fishing out there?
Yeah, this is where we're going to communicate directly with you guys. We don't have any scripts to follow in the pregame show. We've got some cool stuff we're going to cover tonight. Some easy types of fishing you can do in the summertime if you got family coming in, or if you just want to go out and have some non-stop action.
Yeah, keep them tight lines.
Keep tight lines. So we're going to be talking about a regulation that a lot of people get busted on during scallop season.
Oh yeah.
We're going to teach you something very important that you may or may not know.
If you don't know, you want to know it.
If you don't know, you want to know.
Otherwise, those fines get mighty expensive.
Uh-oh.
Yeah.
There it is.
There you get for having your phone out again.
Guess what I'm doing right now, guys? I'm sharing our live feed. So if you could too, that would be great.
Yeah, especially if you want to answer a question this evening. Definitely going to have to share that to win it.
Yeah, if you want to win something, you got to share. Share. How do I share? I know there's a way to share. Let's see. Little dots. Oh, let's see.
Been a bit of a wet week, so I'm curious to see what all the people have been catching.
Oh no, we don't see any messages.
Nope.
All right. One day we're gonna get the tags down.
I thought somebody just said we got them down or whatever.
All right.
Billy.
Oh,
sorry,
that's
bro.
definitely the wrong tag, bro. You might want to change that. Yeah, just go to like your regular
My
Facebook
mom's calling? That's
on
your
Ozello
mom.
Keys Marina and change it.
My mommy is calling me Billy.
Yeah, I think she
Right.
called me something.
Why do you call?
So, do we have any questions, Sean? Okay.
You look good, Billy.
So we misinformed some tags, I take it?
Yeah, we used last week's tag, giving away Florida Marine Track card. That was a fun episode, huh?
That
The
was a
game
lot of
show?
fun, actually.
That was pretty cool.
It was fun to watch everybody.
We're already planning the next one with a real big giveaway, and we're gonna do the game show thing again, but we're gonna do like different events throughout the show.
I like it.
with
Different
the
kinds of.
contestants.
Yeah, I like that.
So it's gonna be a lot of fun. We're excited. We shared all these groups, get as many people possible in here, then we'll get started with the show. All right.
All right, Marina.
Share. All right. Tell you what, Sean, if you are ready, let's go ahead and get ready or get started with the show.
Yeah, get past the pregame part.
Get past the pregame part. Alrighty, guys, welcome to Friday Night Fish Talk.
Yes, back at it again.
My favorite day of the week.
Yes.
We get to sit here and just BS out of our casting couch chairs and. Oh, look at there! Darnell got the crotch shots out of the way. That's nice.
Yeah, about time.
So tonight we are going to be covering a type of fishing that you can do with your family, friends, even if you just want to go out, after or before scalloping. It's something very easy, and I think it's something that a lot of people take for granted.
That's it. It's a good eventful fishing. I mean, it's a lot of times be nonstop.
Yeah, it's great. I mean, if I have kids on a charter, and kids are expecting nonstop action.
Yeah, that's it. They don't care exactly what they're catching all the time, but as long as they're catching fish, that's what it's all about.
So kids and my wife, they expect nonstop action. Very antsy, very
Why aren't we catching
not
fish yet?
patient. So, and then we've got the one and only Captain Louie over there at the Bush Home Services Tackle Table Talk, who's going to be showing you some rigs and techniques for the type of fishing we're talking about. And then Captain Zac Zachry, he is known as the, what is it, Zach? What's a gruntastic day?
Captain.
Have a gruntastic day.
Have a gruntastic day. So that is what we're talking about, is some rock fishing.
That's it. Playing out on some actual structures.
Yeah. Key West grunt, some mangrove snapper. I think we're going to have a debate in a little bit on, I feel like this is a debate that Louie and I should have. Is it mangoes or mangroves? But that's a debate that either person can win.
And they're both right, but one's wrong.
Yeah.
All at the same time.
They're both right, but one's wrong.
But it's a real easy type of fishing to do, like I said. So especially if you have Florida Marine tracks, let's go over to the Florida Marine track screen real quick.
Give a little idea of where we're speaking of.
Yeah. Any of these crossbone and skulls that they pre-program in the system for you is great for what we're talking about.
That's it. As long as it's a good structure, something that, as the skull and crossbone is there for, you'll knock your gear case off.
Yeah, absolutely. But I mean, they're easy to anchor on, shallow water. You can see them, 70% of the time, 75% of the time.
Bahio is closer to 80.
Yep, closer to 100 for Bahios. You can use dead shrimp, live shrimp, cut squid, cut pinfish.
Yep, that's it. As long as it's
bites,
a food
cut
source,
fish bites, yeah.
Those fish will be happy to be there.
And grunt tastes great.
One of the actually most underrated fish that's out there, actually. I think they're delicious.
Yeah, no, I agree for sure. But like we said, it's a really easy type of fishing to do, and it's a lot of, I don't see a lot of people doing it. So it would be nice to see some more people doing it, and you never know if you're going to get into a big old grouper while you're out there.
That's it. Grouper, cobia. There's quite a few different bigger species coming through while you are just enjoying the time to catch fish.
Yeah. So before we go too much further on that, I want to talk about something that is possibly going to save you all a lot of money in tickets. All right, this has to do with scalloping.
Yes, it does.
I have a Do It Right Lowe's 5-gallon bucket right here. All right, the limit of scallops is 2 gallons per person.
Or 10 gallons per vessel, whatever's least.
Yeah. Typically, you always see, larger parties out there scalloping, so 10 gallons is the it seems like what everyone's going out there to get.
Yeah, they're a limit.
6 people, 10 people sometimes. Now, a lot of people use 5-gallon buckets to gauge
half their catch.
Yeah, to gauge it. So, but this is not an actual 5-gallon bucket.
It is not. It's actually closer to about 6.5.
Yep. So the 5-gallon mark falls right here. There's actually a line just below. You can see that's your 5-gallon mark. So a lot of people will fill this bucket up thinking that's 5 gallons because it says 5 gallons on the bottom.
That's it.
But
I've seen quite a few folks bringing in a 12-gallon limit.
I've seen a lot of game wardens writing tickets too.
Yeah, that's exactly it, and that's what you want to avoid. That is not a cheap ticket by any means.
Yep. So even like the Yeti buckets, if you fill a Yeti bucket all the way to the top, it's 7 gallons because you'll see like they have one lip and then a second lip. So pretty much this right here is 1 gallon, and those Yeti buckets add another gallon. So it's always to the right to the bottom of the handle is 5 gallons. Even those little 1 gallon like bait buckets a lot of people use to measure, it's still to the handle, it's not to the rim.
Exactly it. And that's mainly the aspect for what the bucket was built for, keep you from splashing over.
Yep, exactly. So a little helpful tip from Friday Night Fish Talk to save you some money and a ticket.
That's exactly it.
And then speaking of scallops, still,
what a great week.
To date, I think the best scallop season we've ever had. Louie, what do you think?
100%.
I mean, it's,
No doubt about it.
it's too easy.
Even today, I got in the water because it was hot.
Yeah.
and I was
It just felt
bored,
good.
And I swam circles around the boat for 45 minutes. I mean, I came and talked to you. They were under your boat. Bree had just jumped in, like right there, had been there for 15 minutes, and they were literally everywhere. Every time I made a circle, I saw the same piece of coral 5 times. Every time I went past it, there was another scallop within a foot of that piece of coral. So, I don't. It seems like they're just everywhere.
And it's like they're moving too.
You know, I think when you have people who get in the water and they kick the bottom up, those scallops move like crazy.
Yeah.
I mean, as soon as someone gets in the water, kicks the bottom up, just like everyone does when they first get in, you know, a lot of scallops scatter. And that's, I think, you know, because a lot of times you find one right on top as soon as you are swimming around. So,
As soon as everything settles,
yeah.
they're right there on top.
Yeah, I was, I was cast netting pinfish towards the end of my trip today. Literally cast netting scallops.
Oh, yeah.
So we went out with Captain Rick Murphy from the Florida Insider Fishing Report. Him and his crew, they had 5 boats total. We all literally parked right next to each other. And then Rick calls, Zach and Louie over to come hang out and park next to us. So we had 7 boats. And you had other boats all around us. We didn't move one time, and every single boat got their limit in like 2 hours.
Oh, yeah,
right
that's
next
crazy.
to each other. So,
Yeah. We all love Marina making an appearance.
yeah. As long as she shows. That's last week's game show winner. So
Gotta love it.
The Rick Clargell. So I think he's going to have his Simrad unit here soon, and Colby's going to be mailing him a fresh Florida Marine Track chip card straight out of the press. So congratulations,
Can't
Rick,
get
on
any
your
more
win
exciting
last
than
week.
that.
Hey, there's Mama Doreen.
Hi, Mom.
Best in years, we agree. So Billy, is there anything else you want to cover before we go to a quick commercial break, and then?
Not offhand that I can think of.
All right.
Yep.
I don't know what the giveaway you're talking about. So let's go to a quick commercial break, and then when we come back, we will talk about that giveaway. How about that?
Yeah, sounds good. What are we giving away? Giveaway that we're speaking of.
Yep.
For Bahio themselves. So when it comes to the Bahio sunglasses and getting that perfect shot with them, whether it's a selfie, a photo of somebody else, from what I understand, turn around and tag MyBahio, hashtag MyBahio, and every Friday they are giving away a pair of glasses to the best photo.
So yeah, they're going to choose it. They have an awesome team, a real creative team there, and they are looking for. They're not looking for stage pictures. I can tell you that. They're looking for real, photos without somebody posing and.
Yeah, that's the coolest part of it. They want that live action shot of your day that you just happen to have Bahios on.
Yeah, and filter free.
Yes.
So they want to see it in real life. But
Yeah.
I tell you what, Billy, I'm going to have you jump up and then switch out with Captain Zach, because we are getting ready to do the Ayinde Matthews State Farm Captain's Fishing Report with Captain Zac Zachry, the gruntastic master, the gruntlicious. Someone help me out with some stuff here. The grunt.
I just always call him Gruntastic.
It's a gruntastic day with Captain Zac Zachry.
That's
So this
it.
is the Ayinde Matthews State Farm Captain Fishing Report. Sorry. So Zach, I think you taught a lot of the guides that there's days. Oh, yeah. I'm serious, because a lot of people. I remember when I first got started in guiding, a lot of people made fun of Zach for going out and grunt fishing.
Money's money, buddy.
Money's money, and repeat customers are everything.
That's all there is to it.
You and I were spearfishing last year, and you got a phone call from a lady, and she went with you the year before, and she specifically asked to go grunt fishing.
I have a lot of people do that.
Yeah.
I mean, it's fun. You go out there, it's literally non-stop action. I mean, you can keep there's no your limit on white grunt. That's
Wait.
what it. Oh, never mind.
That's all right. Go ahead.
No.
I stopped
Don't
myself.
tell anybody.
Yeah, that was our secret question tonight.
Oh,
We're
okay.
gonna think of another one now.
I didn't say anything.
I know, but now they're gonna know. It's fine. Go ahead. What's the limit?
Well, there actually is a limit.
There is a limit.
Yeah, and I'm not going to tell you.
Yeah,
Keep
but
it.
they've already started looking at it now.
Oh,
We'll think of another one.
Well, so it's 100 pounds per person. It's a non-regulated species, so you can keep essentially as many as you want.
So it's 100 pounds of fish, well, not meat, right?
Yes, 100 pounds of the fish. Yep, 100 pounds. Right?
Yep.
Yeah.
I mean,
100.
who has a scale on their boat that can measure?
Well, I think it's just they have to
They
put
have
something
to
on
put
it,
it,
you
got
know.
it.
But it's a white grunt, phenomenal to eat. Honestly, I will eat a grunt over redfish, trout, grouper, any of that. It's a small fillet, it's a smaller fish, but I mean they fry up really crispy, and I mean it's a crowd pleaser for sure. Probably the best thing about it is, I mean, there is no skill level.
Yeah.
I mean, if you could literally park on top of a rock in 5 feet of water and drop your hook to the bottom with some kind of, you know, not an artificial, so cut bait, squid, live shrimp, dead shrimp, doesn't matter, they're going to eat it.
So we've been talking about fish bites a lot over this last few months. Have you attempted to use fish
I have
bites?
not attempted to use fish bites.
I'm kind of curious on that.
I
Those
have not.
white strips that we have downstairs.
It would probably work.
The white strips would definitely work. I don't know if like the plastic, like the bait, jerk bait or whatever it is.
Now, I've thrown those paddle tails on those rocks for flounder and stuff like
Yeah.
that, and I haven't caught any on that, but who knows, that strip might work great.
Yeah. I don't know. I'm going to try it next time because I'd save some money on live shrimp.
Oh, yeah.
I used squid the other day and it was nuts.
Oh, squid's great.
I mean, I took the whole head. I mean, that big of a piece.
Yeah.
And I put it on the little girl's hook, and I dropped it literally in 5 feet of water. I threw it from here to me and you, which were like 5 feet away from each other. And she caught 4 in a row on that one piece of bait.
You know what else works really good? Is obviously cut mullet, but man, like any dense fish, like a jack, something
Yeah.
like that, that meat really holds together really well. Works really good. And guys, there's a bunch of stuff you can catch out there. Any of those rocks that you go to, you're going to be able to catch your grunt, snapper, flounder, Spanish mackerel, sheep's head, black sea bass. You could even, I like to let my customers sit there and fish those rocks for about 10, 15 minutes, and it gets everything fired up, and then I'll lob a chunk of, big chunk of cut bait over there on a big rod for grouper, and you could easily catch, nice slot grouper right in that 5-6 foot of water.
Absolutely. And that's a nice thing. Like you're saying, there's different species. You can go out there. You're talking about throwing a paddle tail for flounder. So is that a trick? Is that
Oh, yeah. So what I use when I go out there, I use a really, really heavy jig. So I'm going to be using like a 1/2 ounce jig. If I don't have a 1/2 ounce jig, what I'll do is use a 1/4 ounce jig and then take a 1/4 ounce bullet weight and put on top of that.
Okay.
Because typically, the current's moving a little bit harder out there. You can use any color head, it doesn't really matter. And then I find those flounder really like some kind of white grub. The white fish bites work great. If you don't have that, you can get one of those little white grubs with a little curly tail on it. Mm-hmm. And then you just want to bounce it slow on the bottom. With the flounder, guys, when you feel a hit, you don't want to set the hook right away, okay? You want to feel that strike, and then you want to feel them actually pulling. That's
Okay.
when you're going to set the hook on them. That's going to be your best bet. But yeah, there's all kinds of stuff. Bring yourself a gold spoon with a little bit of steel trace. Flip that gold spoon out there. You'll catch Spanish mackerel, jacks, bluefish, all kinds of stuff, and it's nonstop action out there as well. So you're constantly reeling stuff in. So if you've got kids or your wife or somebody that's impatient and wants to be catching fish the entire time, that's where you're going to want to go.
Go out with
100%.
fantastic
Yeah.
day. Shark?
Sharks. Yes, 100%. Yeah, they're all.
Would you float a bait on those rocks for shark, or are you going to?
Honestly, it doesn't matter. They're going to eat it. You could put it on the bottom, or you could just. Typically, if you're using fishing for that leader is going to weigh it down a little bit at least.
Gotcha.
And for the rig that I'm using out there, guys, I'm just using a standard knocker rig. So I'm using a 3/0 just bait hook,
Don't take
and then
my
I'm
Fender.
using. Oh yeah, you can go over that.
Thank you.
Louie will get to that, guys. So. But yeah, that's basically fishing the rock piles in a nutshell.
So you said about mackerel. That just something just hit me in my head is this little bit of spear fishing we've done this past month month and a half. I've seen a mackerel every single time
Oh,
on
yeah.
the rock piles.
Yep.
Every time.
And when you go up there, guys, where you're going to find most of your mackerels when you're approaching that rock, and it only works. You can only see this if it's real slick calm, but it'll be slick, and you're going to see a bunch of little ripples right on the surface, right up, typically either on top of the rock or just behind it. When I say behind it, here's your rock and the current's moving this way, so this is going to be behind the rock, down current of it. Or you'll see that bait just right there, and if you sit there and watch them, you'll see them all randomly move really fast, and that's mackerel coming up trying to eat that bait.
You want to know how I know this is scallop season, by the way? It's Friday night. It's Friday night fish talk, and every single one of us in this room has a Red Bull in our hand and not a Busch Light.
That is very true.
2 trips a day, man. It wears on you.
Yeah, it does. No, I encourage people to rock fish. I think it helps with different techniques, and it's going to enhance your shallow water grouper game because you're going to start understanding how the rocks work and what they look like without getting too afraid to get too close to it.
Oh, yeah.
So.
Well, another thing is if you have small kids that you're trying to get them into fishing, that is hands down the first place I'm going to ever take my kid out to fish, is give them Rob when they're Brody's age. You go out there, teach them how to bait the hook, teach them how to cast. They don't have to cast even that great. They can be all self-sufficient, do it on their own. And there's nothing more satisfying to that kid than he's baiting it, he's casting out, he's setting the hook, and he's reeling in his own fish. It's the coolest thing ever. And they will not forget that. I mean, for their entire. I remember my first time going out there. I still remember it. And it's really cool.
Darnell's here right now. We took Darnell and Kayla out grouper fishing last fall, right? Or was it winter time? Somewhere in there.
Yep. Thanksgiving.
And we're all in the front of the boat, casting out to the rock piles for the grouper. And Brody is just dropping his little tiny pole over the side. And he had more action than all of us combined that day. And he was hooting and hollering, and he was so proud of himself.
Oh, yeah.
And that's what fishing's about.
That's it.
When everyone can be involved, I think it's just a great deal, and I think a lot of people should start picking up on that. So, what's going on with redfish right now?
All on the St. Martin's Keys. I'm getting reports of they're phenomenal out there. And then basically, it really hasn't changed much since last week. The redfish bite got better, Louie, after that storm.
100% better.
Yeah, so the water's cooled down. They're just fired up, and they're feeding really well.
I think I spoke out of context on a Facebook post the other day. In your belief, a day, 2 days after a cold front, it's typically lockjaw for all fish. But is there a difference between a summertime front, like that storm that came through?
Typically they'll feed really well.
Prior.
Right after it.
And, right after. Okay.
Yeah, right after it, during, and just before it. Like that whole time frame is going to be, really good. But this time of year it's hot. The water's hot.
Yeah.
When I'm hot, I'm not going to want to sit there and gorge myself.
Yeah.
So that water temperature cools down, it gets those fish fired up, and they'll start eating really good.
Yeah. They eat before because the pressure's dropping. They eat after because the water's just right.
Yes.
Gotcha.
You know what I mean?
So in the wintertime, it's because it's chilled down.
Yeah.
That's
then
when
that's their You get a bluebird day after a cold front. It's like, and then
Gotcha.
It's a lot different this time of year.
What about trout? Have you heard anything on trout lately?
I have not heard anything about trout. Now, I'm sure there's people catching them. I know Carrie said he was getting them, down at Chaz or somewhere down there or something like that. And then they were out on the spoil banks a few weeks ago. But the red fishing's so good right now. I don't even know anybody that's fishing for trout right now.
No, not at all.
Sweet. Well, do you have any specific spots or anything, going back to grunt fishing? I think the foul area covers it.
Guys, there are so many rocks out there. If you go out to the foul area and open your eyes and drive your boat along and look in the water, you're going to find rocks. Yeah. They're everywhere. And actually, I do have a pretty good tip. Normally, it's really clear out there. Okay, so what you can do is you can go along to your first rock, literally drive by it and look off the side of the boat and say, there's no fish there. And then you go to the next one, oh, look at all those grunt and snapper on it. Pass it. Go to the next one, oh, nothing. Go to the next one, there's something, next one, something. After you go through 5 of them, move back around to that, initial rock that you saw those fish on, and those fish are going to be settled down at that point, and you can sit there and start wearing them out, and then skip the next one, just because there was no fish on it. Move over when you saw fish on it, and you're just going to keep catching and catching, basically all day.
Sweet. Yeah, because you taught me that on sheep's head too.
Yeah, for the sheep's head, man, that's the easiest. You drive by and see a bunch, just move the next rock, fish it, and come back to it.
Louie and I had a cool sheep's head experience today.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, he told me about the Houdini
That was the
sheep head.
craziest thing ever. I'm pretty sure the ground was so soft out there, I guess from the built up silt or whatever. I'm pretty sure the spear shot him into the ground.
And then he didn't move.
Yeah.
Or you just need to be a better shot.
No, so
Louie was a witness.
I was right there.
And there was the threads of sheephead meat on the spear.
Oh, so you hit it.
What's
Oh, yeah.
so
It was
weird
just a bad
about it-
shot.
Yeah. No, so what's so weird about it is I went down there after he shot it,
Oh, yeah.
like maybe like 10, 15 seconds, and we're like patting the ground down, and it
Yeah.
just a cloud comes up. And I was like,
And you could see it under the mud. Like,
Oh, that area you were in was really, really soft bottom. I put my power pole down,
yeah, it went straight
the
down.
whole
Yeah.
thing, and then the blue went into the mud.
Yeah.
wow. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, that was the craziest thing that's ever happened to me. Like, I mean, it was such a point blank shot with a fish stick spear gun, so
Yeah.
you know it's accurate. Louie and I were, from me to the 5-gallon bucket, shot it.
That's crazy.
And the thing just, the spear, literally the spear with the line ties on
Yeah.
it too and the bands go,
Yeah.
that was the only thing in the mud. The whole thing was down in the mud.
That's
And
crazy.
the fish, I don't know, it was nuts. But
It literally, it happened, and me and you both went. We were like,
Where'd
I
it
was like,
go?
what in the world? It was weird enough to see a sheep's head in the scout grounds, in the grass, sitting still.
And there's no rocks around that.
Nothing.
Nothing,
Yeah,
yeah.
there was nothing there. I don't know.
He's
I was-
traveling.
oh, that was kind of cool. Hopefully the sheep's head lived. Maybe the soft bottom helped. That's what I'm hoping.
Cushion the
Nah,
blow.
he's dead as hell.
Yeah, cushion. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's my goal. Is what I'm gonna say that happened. But we did see it when Louie was down there trying to like pat around. We saw like it looked like it just moved underground.
This just sounds like a comedy routine. I could see you shoot, both of you like, huh? And then Louis
That's exactly
there
how it went.
flopping around on the
exactly how
bottom.
it went.
Huge dust cloud. And
Well, I took my
just
hand and like
disappeared.
shoved it
He
in the
was elbow
ground.
deep in the ground.
I had my arm in the ground, and then I was like patting around, and all of a sudden, just boom.
We were so mind blown. We sat there, 15 minutes?
Oh my God.
Like scratching our heads, like what just happened? But
how many people from OKM does it take to shoot a sheep's head?
I know. One that's still
we
as
needed
can
about 3
be.
more
That was.
people, I guess.
It was a nice one too.
Yeah.
I don't know.
All right, boys, let's surround it.
So
3, 2, 1.
before we get over to Captain Gene on the freshwater report, anything you want to talk about safety? We have seen a little more safety concerns out there in the scallop grounds.
Golly, man, I don't know. There's so many people driving by our boats out there. It is ridiculous.
Just look for dive flags.
Yeah, I have never seen it like this, man. These people, they're so ready. I was out there at like 7 o'clock last night, and man, when everybody's ready to leave the scalping grounds, they just, it's like, oh, we're going home. There's nobody in front of us, and they just book it. I mean, so just go slow. Anytime you see dive flags, guys, just please slow down, because if you hit somebody and they're within that 300 foot, it's on the driver of the boat.
Well, it's really
And
simple.
It's going to be on the news.
There's-
and it's
Yep.
going to be...
There's a blob of people. Mm-hmm. Drive to the edge of the blob, 100 yards from the blob,
Yep.
and then stop.
I don't think anyone drives out. I can't imagine anyone would drive out there and say, man, look at all these fishermen. I should go drive right through the middle. There's no way that they're all swimming, even though every one of them has a red flag with a white stripe.
Yeah.
I wonder what could be happening.
People
Just
are thick,
enjoy
man.
your time out there. I mean, just chill. It's
Go back to Ohio.
But, all right, cool. Zach, I appreciate it, man.
You got it anytime.
You got any openings for the rest of scallop season if somebody wants to book you for a fishing trip? Or?
I've got this coming Monday open, and then I have the 19th open, and those are the only 2 days I have left for the rest of July.
If I were y'all and you're looking to book a scallop trip, I would definitely jump all over that.
Yep.
I mean, I think all the guides here are equally great with scalloping. But Zach, I always enjoy conversations on the boat with you. So,
Oh, yeah.
So
Love talking.
and the knowledge. So, Captain Zac Zachry from Tried and True Outdoor Adventures, the only business name that the 3 contestants knew last week.
That's it. That's
So
it. That's what I'm
disappointing.
talking about.
Fishy.
So you should rename the marina.
Rename the marina?
Yeah,
Tried and True.
that's it.
Yeah. 1.4. All right.
Was that Billy's cut?
Somebody was trying to buy this place.
So I think Sean just informed me that Gene's screen is frozen unless we are good to go. If not, we're going to... All right, so we're going to jump into those... Oh, nope, Gene's back. All right, so we're going to go ahead and switch over to Captain Gene Miller from CaptainGeneMillerFishing.com with the freshwater report.
Hey guys, not much of a really a report there. We want to talk a little bit of, you guys are talking about rock and structure and stuff like that. Really important, especially when you're out there freshwater fishing, is I spend most of my time looking at my Simrad, driving around more than I do fishing when I'm out scouting and stuff like that. You want to hit those river channels and just kind of locate any cover or structure you can find. You can actually, you keep a good eye on it, you can actually see those old creeks and stuff that used to run into the river before they flooded the rivers and the lakes and stuff over.
Nice.
So comes in real handy. You don't see a whole lot of rocks out there. Most of the structure and cover I'm seeing is wood. But I like to use my side imaging and go up the river, and I'll look on both sides and can kind of see which sides I want to fish as I'm floating back down.
Yeah,
So when you're coming back down the river or, floating across those spots again, you can really hit them really hard and work them good.
Nice. Yeah, I was getting ready to ask Gene, so side scan, we use it for grouper fishing. I would imagine side scan is really useful for that type of stuff. And I saw something else, that 3D structure scan, where you can actually see bass and stuff laying underneath the tree limbs.
Exactly. That, like live scope and stuff like that, really comes in handy. It's almost the same as fishing for grouper with the side imaging. They don't get as skittish as like a redfish or anything does. But it really can pay off because you can go up drive up the river and you can pretty much tell, I need to, on this bend, I need to fish on this side. When I come back around the curve, there's these trees laying down on this side, and you can actually see them in the tree limbs and stuff. And I like to go in with like a shaky head or a jig, something that's going to give me a lot of contact with the bottom and the structure. And then you can just work it through it. You can even go into like jigging mode if you can get a little bit deeper water. I know a lot of guys use that out there for the grouper and stuff, but you can actually see the fish hit the lure.
Really? Now, something I've been meaning to talk to you about when I hear the marina on your trips and stuff. So I want to book you for a trip, but I have a specific target, something I used to do as a kid. I want to look for like lily pads, grass, and throw soft plastics or something across that lily pads, because I literally had a dream about this the other night of a bass smashing through those lily pads. What's the best time of the year to accomplish something like that, so I can go ahead onto your website and book you?
Spring and fall is probably the best time. Right now, early morning and late is really good for the topwater. At nighttime is fantastic. Big black buzzbait, a frog, anything like that, working along the edge of the lily pads and stuff. There's nothing like that topwater bite, man. That's awesome.
Oh yeah, no,
that's stuff you dream about.
Yeah, it is. Just literally seeing that big old mouth come out of the water and smash a bait. That's
one of the best feelings.
That's a thrilling.
Sight.
Yeah, that's a thrilling feeling. So, but So let's say somebody wanted to switch it up and didn't want to go out scalloping next week or this week, and didn't want to go out rock fishing. They wanted to go do some freshwater fishing. What would you recommend? What area would you recommend? What type of freshwater fish would you target?
All right, I would. For lots of fish, just a little. I've been using kind of like a drop shot rig. I'll take just a live bait hook, real small live bait hook, and I'll use maybe an 1.5 inch, 2 inch piece of worm, on that with the weight below the hook, just like a drop shot rig. And it works really good for bluegill and stuff. You're talking about kids or taking people out that just want constant action. You go up around the Rainbow or anywhere along those creek edges and stuff. The Rainbow is just really nice because it's so clear and you can see everything. If I was taking kids or anything out, or somebody that's new to fishing and just wanted a lot of action, that's probably what I'd target with be the bluegill and the shell crackers and stuff on the Rainbow. As far as the bass, right now you can't hardly beat the shiner fishing. I know we talked a little bit about it a couple weeks ago, and haven't been doing much of it, but I've been picking that up a lot more, just because of the warmer weather, and it's a little better to get. You can get a little bigger fish, and the bite's a little bit easier. You can sit back and have a cold drink and just kind of relax fishing.
Nice.
Versus the springtime when they hit almost anything.
There you go. And then, so we've seen you every day out here red fishing. Your clients come back smiling ear to ear. That Ginu that you operate out of, it's got to be real useful during this time of the year. As skittish and kind of just lazy feeding those redfish are, you could probably pull right up on them with that thing and drop a bait over.
Yeah, it doesn't put off as much pressure waves and stuff like that, as long as you're fairly quiet because it's so thin. But you can really sneak up on the fish really well with that. Really happy I put that thing together. I just like to see a lot more people going out. It's a completely different experience. I mean, you're still using all the same equipment and the same, the Simrad, the FMT, the good rods and reels, and just a different experience. To go 30 mile an hour in basically a canoe is it's kind of a different experience because you're so close to the water.
We've talked about it. I think your prime time for that's definitely going to be come winter time and fall. I mean, that's going to be a lot of fun to take that thing out and just go wherever you need to go.
Yeah, the sight fishing's really going to be good too. Come springtime for the bass. I love bed fishing. That's probably my favorite fishing to do.
Nice. Yeah, it's like I said, I'm excited for fall to get here so I can get out in the freshwater lakes with you, because that's something I haven't done in a long time. And I literally had a dream the other night about throwing soft plastics across the lily pad, so I think that's a sign. But hey, Gene,
we'll have to make it happen.
There we go. Hey, if somebody wants to book a trip with you, either freshwater, saltwater, whatever it may be, how do they do so?
Ozello Keys Marina is the easiest way to get a hold of them, or you can go to CaptainGeneMiller.com or give me a call, 352-438-7936.
You're the man, Gene. Well, my friend, thank you very much for the information, and we will see you tomorrow, I'm assuming?
Yep, I got a scallop trip tomorrow. I'll see you guys out there.
Sounds like a plan, brother. All right.
Thanks, guys.
That's Captain Gene Miller from CaptainGeneMiller.com, and we are...
Always good to see Captain Gene getting out there and do some backcountry fishing. He always produces a lot of really nice redfish.
He's a good dude too.
Yep.
Like, I've really enjoyed him being here at the marina, and especially he's what I like about he's got more of a unique approach to charters with that the one person
taking on one-on-ones. Absolutely.
Yeah, more personable, and obviously the person that's fishing with him gets to fish a lot more because he's
the only one playing.
Yeah,
absolutely.
He's the only one playing. So. All right, so we're going to jump into a real quick Ozello report, and then the report that everybody waits for.
Oh, the old airboat.
The old airboat report. Ozello report's really easy. Zach pretty much knocked out of the park earlier, as he usually does. I think I should start going first on the Ozello report before Zach goes. But
are we going to scratch the surface and he'll fill in the rest?
Exactly. The St. Martin Keys. Redfish. I preach a lot during the summer months. Outgoing, incoming, slack tide. If you have decent water out in the outer islands, go early in the morning before it gets hot.
Absolutely. Heat of the day is pretty tough one to fish.
I personally like running at the very end of the day. I like leaving the dock about 5 o'clock. Most of the scallopers are already in, or at the sandbars or springs partying down, so it's just you and the mangroves out there.
With the tide like we've had this week, that's a perfect time to be out there.
Yeah. But yeah, so St. Martin's Keys, cut mullet, live finfish, shrimp. I think if you guys are planning on using shrimp,
They're kind of NLA at the moment, no longer available until the shrimpers can actually find some, because at the moment it's turning into scrapping season, waters are getting hot, and those shrimp have moved.
Yeah. So it's don't plan on using them. You know, we just bought a bunch of frozen shrimp today from the shrimpers that unfortunately a lot of these shrimp aren't making it through these warmer waters and the changes of the tides and currents and everything.
That's exactly it.
Yep. So, but plenty of mullet to go around, plenty of pinfish out there.
Yes, to say the least. The grass beds look like glitter when you're up and running.
Yeah.
Plenty of pins.
And you know what? That brings something. I stopped by Miss Bonnie's today to get some pinfish, so I didn't have to throw the cast net. And she, you know, I feel bad for that lady. She is getting robbed so much, her pinfish traps.
You know, honestly, it's sad to hear that from. I haven't heard a single person have a good 2 months with pinfish traps.
Yeah.
People out there robbing them. If they're not taking the bait, they're taking the whole trap.
Yeah.
And it's sickening. You know, there's no reason for it. If you don't know whose trap it is and you feel obligated that you want that bait, at least rebait the trap for the people.
Or leave money.
Yeah, or money.
Yeah. I mean, I've had where someone's trap that I know who it is, and I know that he's not going to have the trip the next day, and I call.
Yeah.
But still, I'll leave a little Ziploc bag with, you know, $20, $30 in it because that person's the one that put the trap out. I did not.
That's it.
I'm the one that left the dock empty-handed.
Yep.
They did not.
At least restuff it with a half a mullet to where when he goes fishing, he's got bait too.
Exactly. And Miss Bonnie, she lives on...
That's her life.
That's her life,
Yeah, that's what she does for a livelihood. She's out there 7 days a week, busting her butt.
So instead of planning on going out there and taking people's traps and their livelihood, just bring some cash with you because you earn that cash from your job, and that's her job.
That's a fact.
So.
Absolutely.
All right, Billy, where are you seeing fish? What kind of fish are you seeing? What's the trends of fish as far as low tides, high tides? And
I mean, as far as running on the airboat, didn't get to do it a whole lot this week, but the past, day or two that we have been able to make it out there, the waters have been fairly calm for the most part. Like getting out there today at a lower tide first thing in the morning, or say first thing, but it was 9:45 was my first tour. Made it out to the reef. It turned out to be glass out there. It was only about 10, 12 inches of water, and the majority of the fish I found was going to be on the east side of Sand Key. Most of those fish were pushed off anywhere from about 40 to 80 yards off the bank, but the whole flats was nothing but redfish and snook. I mean, there was every bit of 100 fish there. I was finding redfish and snook scattering about, but that was the majority that I had found. I wish I knew whether they ran further east or if they went west from that point on. I'd leave it up to you guys to go catch them. There's a good amount of redfish moving out in the Fish Creek area, playing into the mouths of most of our rivers. There's a lot of really nice redfish. The snook themselves I'm finding on the further out islands. What I mean is like Rock Island area, getting out into the St. Martin's Keys. Granted, you can't keep them at the moment. Still a fun fish to be able to go and hook into. Haven't seen much for tarpon this week like I was last week, but I'm finding a pile of big sharks out there.
the Outer Keys?
In the Outer Keys, yeah. Found quite a few beautiful tiger sharks. Biggest one was maybe about 6 feet. Smallest is maybe about 4. Awesome shark to be able to get to see out there. That's one of the prettiest things that I find outside of a dolphin to be able to see.
Yeah, absolutely. Cool, man. Obviously no trout.
Yeah, not seeing much on the trout side. A lot of mullet and redfish and snook.
So someone told me day before yesterday we're talking, and up in Fish Creek, right here in this little neck where it gets a little deep in here, that they were nailing big sheepshead in there.
Love to hear that.
Yeah.
Daggum.
So
Expect them to be offshore a little bit further.
Yeah, that's typically like a wintertime hot spot. That whole area back there. Any trough in the wintertime you're going to do well in.
That's it.
But it's just I think they get their name, or I think it gets its name, Fish Creek, because there's always
It's never empty.
Yeah, it's never empty.
Year round there's fishing there.
All right, well, I'll tell you what, guys, we're going to do a quick commercial break, and then when we come back, the world famous Captain Louie from Florida Fishing Adventures is going to be showing you some tackle tips and some different setups for rock
table
fishing,
talk.
and some other stuff. And he's going to be talking a little bit about the Hio sunglasses, I think, and doing some fun stuff. So But alrighty, guys, we'll be right back.
Hey guys, thank you. Captain Louie here, Florida Fishing Adventures. I've been here for a long time now. Florida Fishing Adventures. Thank you.
You didn't like that last
I was
Friday?
not happy. I have a shirt on all the time, whatever. So we're going to talk about me, Zach, Gary's favorite thing to do. Just like everyone said, it's so easy to do. You go out there, find a rock, throw a piece of shrimp, a piece of squid, a piece of cut bait, a piece of piece of gulp, anything. And it's the easiest do you need something? No. Okay. It's the easiest tackle to put together as well. Zach likes to use a knocker rig. I'm kind of the same way. I more like to use a jig head just so I could go straight into red fishing afterwards. But a 3-ounce egg sinker, just tied on straight, the leader tied straight onto the hook with the weight bouncing right on top of the hook, just so it stays down there on the bottom. Very simple. Put your piece of squid, put your piece of shrimp. We use whole shrimp. Thread it right on there just like you would with the jig head. Throw it out there, let it sit on the bottom, wait until that rod bends over. I'm going to be totally honest with you. The people that are best at grunt fishing are the people that have never fished before.
Yeah.
Every
I
time.
agree.
The little girl on the boat will catch 10 times the bass fisherman will, because the bass fisherman will try to set the hook every time. I had a guy on the boat the other day who was, if you asked him, he was world renowned. He was a noodler and he was an awesome guy, very cool bass fisherman now. Every time he'd get a bite, he set the hook, and then he was like getting very annoyed with himself that his daughter was catching 10 times what he was. And I looked right at him and I said, "Watch what she's doing." He said, "She's just reeling." I said, "Well, then just reel." It's very simple. But like I said, let the rod bend over, give it a little jerk, and reel it into the boat. The best part about a grunt is they taste great and they pull a little bit of drag. Not a lot of people go out there and think, oh, just going to be catching one after the other, and they're not going to really pull very hard. They pull drag out of my reels
Oh yeah.
every time,
Yeah.
especially the nice ones. And the best part about it is the big ones that you catch, that's the majority of what you're catching. So, but like I said, shrimp on a jig head, shrimp on a knocker rig, squid, cut bait, very simple fishing. I like to stay on the upside. What am I saying?
Up current.
Uptide side. There it is. The uptide side of the rock. So
Up current side.
Yeah, uptide. So if you want to
Yeah.
throw towards the rock, you want to put your anchor usually off your bow or off your stern. A lot of people don't like to put your.
Well, if you're shallow and it's not windy, there's
Well,
nothing
exactly.
wrong
It's
with
okay.
it. Yeah.
Like we watch Zach do it every day.
Yeah.
And his bilge is just constantly running. But you want to fish off the front of your boat, anchor off the stern. With that current running up under your boat, fish the up current side of the rock. He got what he wanted. He got the up current side of the rock. That way, that's a lot of the fish are sitting, on that side anyways, waiting for something to come over that rock where that they can eat. Obviously, they're trying to smell what's coming down current. So you throw up there next to the rock like that, that's exactly where they're going to be. As far as I think we wanted to talk a little bit about the grouper side of things on that rock. Zach talked about it a little bit. bigger tackle, maybe a 5/0, 7/0 hook, a little bit heavier lead, maybe an ounce, ounce and a half, nothing too crazy. And then once the water cools down just a little bit, those same rocks are going to hold groupers, and that they're going to be a little more fired up. So you're going to be able to, I can't read that, you're going to be able to pull these plugs right across those things and catch as many groupers as you want. One thing that was brought to my attention a couple weeks ago is the difference between these plugs. I know we've probably just bounced around these things a lot, but this is an X-Rap SXR 14.
So 5 to 7 foot.
Yes, this is like a 5 to 7 foot plug, mostly for casting. You control this. I don't really like to troll it. I like to cast it more than I like to troll it. If you're trolling it, you don't want to let it as far back as you would this bigger plug. Obviously, this bigger plug, this is a XR Mag 20. So this one's more for, 15 to 25 feet of water, letting it back about 120 feet, 120 feet would be just fine. Pulling that across the rocks. This is a little harder to do in the foul area where you're grunt fishing, so that's why I wanted to talk about this is the plug that you're going to want to use in that area. And of course, you can't do any of this if you don't have sunglasses that can to allow you to see the rock. I've got the Bahio. What do I have now? I have
Bales
had
Beach.
two
Bales
pairs now.
Beach.
I had the Bales Beaches, and these things are awesome. I think we all have almost the same pair now.
Bell's
We've all
Beach
switched
and the
over.
NATOs.
NATOs, yeah.
NATOs. Some of the best sunglasses I've ever had. I've had them for a month now, and every time I've had Costas for more than a month, they've kind of been starting to break away, and these ones are just holding strong. And especially with scallop season, they're on and off, throwing around in the boat.
Getting salty.
These are awesome sunglasses for sure.
They are good, and I
Thanks,
can't
Case.
say this enough. The customer service. It's right here, not only right here in America, not only right here, in Florida, but it's just across the state, and they're so personable. You call them. We called the other day to turn in a warranty pair. Somebody sat on their glasses, $60 to replace the lenses.
Yeah.
And we called the other day, and the CEO of the company answered the customer service line.
How about that?
Yeah. So, it's, hey, this is Gary from Ozello Keys Marina. Oh, Friday Night Fish Talk. Yeah, we love watching that stuff. You guys are doing a great job, and love that Louie. He's always talking about the product.
Oh, yeah.
That's just how cool it is, and rare for a brand of the size of Bahia and what they're becoming to still have that interaction. So.
Oh, for sure. I mean, we were out there today with Rick, and I think out of the 7, 8 boats there, I bet every single person had Bahios on.
He even commented on that.
Yeah.
He said down, where they usually fish Everglades, he fished all over the world.
Mm-hmm.
He's always seen other brands, and he's starting to see Bahios pop up. He's like, I feel like I was at home. I pulled it today, and everyone has Bahios. He's like, that's
good.
that small hometown feel
For
that
sure.
grows these brands, these national brands. So
My favorite part is they sell themselves.
Oh,
they
for
do
sure.
sell themselves.
I mean,
yeah.
I was
Take
on the
them out
boat the
and
other
wear
day,
'em, and
and
it's-
my client said, I've had these Oakleys for a long time. What do you have? I said, I have Bahios, and he tried them on and walked in here and bought a pair of them after his trip. I mean, they're great sunglasses. There's no reason, we don't have to push them this hard, but they're
Not at
really,
all.
really,
Yeah. The hardest part, the hardest part about Bahios is keeping them in stock right now.
yeah. that's
Especially
for
with
sure.
summertime, and
Yep.
they're comfortable. I mean, I love those things. But I just want to jump in real quick on that because I'm very passionate about Bahios.
Are you?
Heck yeah, I am. Absolutely. I mean, they deserve it. I said something in the very start that that first promo video that Darnell produced, that I said these things are a game changer.
Oh, yeah.
Everyone on Facebook made fun of me.
Game changer.
Game changer.
I think I made fun of you.
Yeah, no, literally, everyone made fun of me, and
For
then
sure.
everyone started wearing them. They're like, oh shit,
yeah,
these
they
are
really
game
are.
changers. Oh, really?
They're awesome.
Really? They are game changers, huh? But
I just love how comfortable they are.
yeah,
Well, my favorite part is, going to the grocery store or anything else. You walk right in, you still have your glasses on, you didn't even realize.
Oh, yeah, you notice
it
it.
doesn't just black out walking
Yes.
indoors.
It's nice.
durable
Oh,
too.
yeah.
I've never had a pair of sunglasses this long with Brody, you know, and so
Yeah.
and me.
Yeah, basically. Half the battle just us wearing them in general.
Yeah, cool. So that was Captain Louie at the Bush Home Services
Florida
Tackle Table
Fishing Adventures.
Talk. FloridaFishingAdventures.com.
.com. Florida
And
Fishing
now,
Adventures.
you know, Louie, I do have a question for you. Someone asked me today, when do you start your grouper trips again?
So I grouper fish in June from June 1 to June 30th. And then I will start grouper fishing again the day we get back from the Keys. So right now I've blocked off for the Keys. We get back the 4th. I'm going to grouper fish on the 5th, and then I'll grouper fish every day until December 31st.
Until that day closes.
Yeah, because one, I'm not going to say anything yet, but I think you know, and Zach knows what I'm talking about. Somebody asked me these questions today because they want to start planning what we've been talking about for a long time, which is going to be a surprise that we'll talk about on Friday Night Fish Talk here soon. So, but I'm telling you guys, if you have never, even if you have grouper fished before,
It's worth
so
every
cool.
penny and the experience to be able to go out with Captain Louie and hammer fish, because I mean we've done it growing up our whole lives, going out there playing with grouper and then jumping on Louie's Gulf Shore like we did last year, and the way he fished it, the way he anchored it, everything was flawless. I mean, it was, as soon as you dropped them in, you're hammered down, and it was a lot of fun. I'd highly recommend it to many people.
Yeah, trust me, anchoring, you know, when you get to 10, 15 foot of water,
Making bookings as we speak.
yeah, or it's tweeting. I don't
I have 8 days left in October.
8 days left in October. That is not
November's I'm pretty much booked out. But I have 8 days left in October, and then it's really good in December too, and I've got a good amount of days then. So
Yeah.
that's how good this fishing is. People book years in advance.
Now, can someone just go straight to your website and book?
They can. I'd rather you give me a call. Give me a call. That way I can explain to you all how it all goes down. It's a little different than everything else. You know, we go out there and we try to catch our limit every day. And if we catch our limit before noon, then obviously we go try to do something else. But I mean, a lot of people.
Or sore?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, I had for the first 2 weeks in June, I had people look at me at 9:15 in the morning and go, "I'm ready to go in." And we caught 60 groupers at the first spot.
Yep.
I mean, the fishing sells itself. I really don't even need to talk about it. It's so cool.
I'm telling you guys, book a trip with Captain Louie. It's worth it. Just like everyone else has to do with Friday Night Fish Talk and Ozello Keys Marina. Just going out there with the captain alone, learning about their story and their personality and the jokes, that's worth every single penny there.
Yeah, that's why our captains are booked that far in advance. It's because they have proven themselves over the years and keep getting repeat customers.
All right, Billy, we're getting towards the end of the show. So next we're going to jump into the Extreme Decalz Catch of the Week.
All right.
And then commercial break, and then the Reel of Fortune secret question. But remember, you must share, or to share one time is fine, if you want to have the chance to win something on the Reel of Fortune. So if you know the answer to the secret question towards the end of the show, one of 14 people get on the Reel of Fortune, but you didn't share this live broadcast. That's all we ask. We give away stuff every single week. It's the least you could do.
Hit the share button.
Help a brother out. So let's go to Extreme Decalz Catch of the Week.
Let's see what we got. Somebody caught a mural.
All right. Christopher Maslow, you know, Jay Bonandario, the Unsigned Artist, incredible people, crazy talented.
It was so much fun to be able to watch this thing step by step.
In the rain.
Through some crummy weather.
Not just in the rain, but like
downpours.
You all thought that hurricane was something? That was the worst of it. And they were just sitting up there with spray paint cans. Like literally one would hold up like a piece of plastic so the wind wouldn't blow the spray paint away, and they're just going to town.
Yeah.
Do us a favor. Go on to Instagram, follow Maslow, follow the Unsigned Artist. I think it's Christopher Maslow and then the Unsigned Artist. Follow them because this is just one of thousands of murals that they've done.
Some of the stuff they've done, including ours, are just they are a work of art.
Yeah.
It's pretty wild.
That's it. So, do we have a photo of the whole thing? There
Bam.
it is. That is just incredible.
And being that a solid 85% of that was straight up spray paint cans.
Yeah.
That was the coolest part, is watching them just start from the back and work their way out to the front of the photo. It was an epic shot to be able to sit back and watch them do it.
That's insane. I mean, the other cool part too is that tarpon. So that tarpon was completely last minute. It was supposed to be a porpoise.
Yep.
All right. We wanted to
The
be
old bottlenose.
kind of friendly, you know, with the airboat tours and the fishing charters and everything that we do here. And we got towards the very end, and the one deal we had was there was no manatees. I love manatees; they're great. It drives our economy here, but
Our
I
marina is
see-
not a manatee destination.
It's not a manatee destination. So, you know, the last minute, Chris is like, "Hey, you know, I want to talk to you about the dolphin." I said, "What's up, man?" He said, "I don't want to paint a dolphin.
Yep, I
They're
don't want
everywhere.
anything to do with it.
You know, you didn't want a manatee because they're everywhere." He's like, "All you see are dolphin." I said, "Well, what do you want to do?" He said, "Name some fish off." And he's like, "Tarpon. That sounds cool."
We can do a tarpon.
Looked up a picture and then he painted that.
Yeah.
Chasing a pinfish. So, and I cannot thank our friends over at Bahia enough for supporting our this artwork on the side of our building. You know, that goes right back to show you, you know, how awesome of a company that they are, that they're going to support a little end of the road marina like us to get some cool art like that. So,
As seen through Bahia, there's the
as
fish.
seen through Bahia, there's fish. So, yeah, look at that. It's too cool.
Mm-hmm.
Look at the pinfish.
There's a redfish.
Yeah, I think that's Captain Gene Miller, one of his clients.
Putting her on one spot at a time.
I believe that is that Captain Gene Miller's boat, Sean. There's Jessica with a nice sheep's head. There we go.
Getting out there catching some reds.
Beautiful red fish.
That looks like a limit.
Captain Teddy.
Shoobaloop.
Holy drum.
Wow. Doesn't look like the best day for weather either.
Good day for a bite.
Scallops, 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 and more scallops. Hey, it's Captain Zach at Mario's Fish Talk seminars. Heard Captain Zach crushed it.
Yep. Heard the same.
Yeah, they offered him a contract, and there is
No, it's not.
no. That's Captain
Carey.
Carey, Southern Flame Outfitters. Oop, there's Maslow again. The inside artist. All right, so guys, if you want your chance to be on the Extreme Decalz Catch of the Week, hey, did anyone see the photo of the sign that he made for the girls at the shucking
The shuck
station?
hut?
The shuck hut. That was too cool.
Yep. Do love that. You know,
Shucking good.
Yeah, it is shucking good.
This is how much I love Brian. He's got, you know, he's got a lot of stuff going on right now.
stays busy.
Stays busy. A lot of, you know, a lot of different stuff going on in his life. And you know, all I said to him was, hey, man, you know, if you can think of anything for, I think I have a photo. Let me see.
Yep.
You
Think of
could-
anything for a sign for our shuck hut for the girls.
Yeah. And he said, what are you gonna call it? I said, the shuck hut. And he's like, I got you, bro. Don't worry. And he said, I'll have a rendering to you soon. I was like, nah, man. Like, you know, I don't need renderings from you anymore. Everything's perfect, exactly how I envisioned
Yep.
it.
Just send it. And
Yeah.
darn if he didn't too.
He did. So, oh, here's the sign. Let me see if I can.
It's kind of like everything he's done for us. Nope, that's not focused.
Here, let's see if we can get. Oh no. How do I do this? Don't know.
Oh, use the
Well,
down there.
It's
down
on
there.
Facebook.
GoPro.
Oh, GoPro. All right, put it in front of the GoPro. Yep, there it is.
The shuck hut. Beautiful chunk of cedar, all cut up. It looked amazing.
It's too cool, and he even added little scallops in the lettering.
Yeah.
He's the man. I'm telling you guys, if you
That
need
laser
something
machine
custom
he's got
done,
is on point.
so awesome. And he is what makes that business. He's really one of a kind person. So, alrighty. So that being said, let's go to the last commercial break, and then we're going to be giving away some free stuff here shortly. So
Love
make
giving
sure
stuff
you
away.
guys paid attention throughout the show, because we are going to ask a question that was talked about tonight as the secret question for Real or Fortune.
Real important. Hey Gary, what you doing? as nice as that sounds, what if we went and did something a little more custom? Do you know anybody that might be able to make a switch panel like this?
Let's go talk to Brian.
I think Brian would be a good idea for that.
Cool, let's go.
It'd be sweet.
Oh, Brian. Hey, man. What's up, Brian? Got a cardboard cutout. Can you make it into something for me?
Absolutely, let's do it.
All right. What?
This is our dash panel complete. Just wanted to throw a huge shout out to Brian up there at Extreme Decalz. Nailed it. This is exactly what I had envisioned when I drew literally a cardboard cutout for this to become a true dash piece and showpiece at the same time. Thank you very much, Brian. I'm super stoked to see this thing on the water.
Yeah. And that is why we love Brian from Extreme Decalz.
Yes.
So, all right, guys. So tonight's secret question is something that we talked about earlier.
Not too long ago.
Yep, just a little bit ago. It's something that was brought up at the last show, and it's actually something that's talked about, posted about every single show, and a lot on our Facebook page. This one's, it's probably the hardest question to answer out there, apparently.
Yeah.
But the first 14 people that can tell me Captain Louie's business name is going to be added to the Reel of Fortune. So the first 14 people that tells me Captain Louie's fishing charter business name is going to be
Make
added.
them like it too for not knowing.
All right, so I think we have about an hour. People are going to start doing some
Yeah, let's
research.
start figuring it out.
So somebody said tried and true already.
Oh my gosh.
Listen, this is
Louie's
the
getting
whole-
a name changer shortly.
Captain Louie comes here and shows you all these secrets and stuff. The least you can do is not only know his business name, but like his Facebook page.
Yeah.
Give him a review. You know, just because you've never been on the charter with him
Let
yet,
everybody know how he dances.
he still does you a service. So go to his Google, Florida Fishing. Has everyone answered already? Go to his Google page and leave him a review thanking him for volunteering his time.
And a lot of the insight to fishing.
Yeah. Are we still on volunteer time, or do we have to start paying you yet?
We're getting close.
So,
We're getting very close.
first 14 people. Billy, you just got a 5-star review on Airboat Tours.
All right. First time for everything.
That's right.
Yeah. Speaking of reviews, I can't tell you how much reviews help. All right, so this last person that just made a review, weather canceled our tour, but the owner was very professional and made it right with us. Airboat was very nice and clean. We'll be back for more. Saw many scallops being brought into the dock. So the last thing we want to do is, yes, it's money. Yes, it's how we make a living. But
We're
more
all
importantly,
about making memories.
we make memories.
Yeah.
Money will follow. That the experience is everything.
That's
So,
exactly it. Wow, 14 people knew his business name?
Wow.
I'm pretty proud of y'all.
Here's a review. Jackie P. So she actually left a review for Carlos. Carlos took us on a fishing boat for a snorkeling expedition. Oh, I remember these people.
Yeah?
These were the people that mixed up some times. They showed a few hours late. And we were scrambling trying to figure out what we had to do, but we had like back-to-back. So,
Yes.
And then Carlos just got off a fishing charter, and he said, "Hey, Carlos, by any chance, can you take these people out in the reef, maybe take them snorkeling or something?" Absolutely. So
Yeah.
that's
Turned around and gave him a good trip, even though everything else on plans fell through.
Yep. So Angie Hale says, "We had so much fun on the hour-and-a-half eco adventure. I would recommend this tour to anyone." Hey, did anybody see the Fox 13 story?
I didn't see it, but I got a lot of phone calls for it.
Yeah. We'll play that next week. I think we posted on our Facebook page, so check it out. We were featured for our airboat tours on Fox 13 News.
You always
check
kill
it
them
out.
on those.
So But that being said, we're at the end of the show, so we are going to give away tonight a OKM hat choice, your choice. So you come into the marina, you pick out an OKM hat, and it's yours, and a River Adventure Tours Scallop Life shirt
Gotta love that.
of your choice as well. So, Captain Louie, you want to do us the honor over there? You're going to be able to spin that thing all the way around since it's the answer was Florida Fishing Adventures. So go to his Facebook page, like Florida Fishing Adventures, and go to his Google page. Go to Captain Zac Zachry's too. These guys, like I said, they dedicate their time on Fridays to help you with fishing. So the least you can do is maybe go leave them a review on Google. So, all right,
Are we ready?
spin her up. Woo! That was a good one.
Yellow.
Blue.
Purple.
And
What color is that? Black?
That's green.
Oh, green.
it sure shows up black. What is the
it
name
say?
on that?
Oh no, you guys. Oh no, it was on green. Right there.
I can't see it.
I can't see it either.
I was waiting for.
Who are you?
Jerry, either R or K. Ray, can we get a Jerry Rose? Jerry Rose, congratulations! You just won a free Ozello Keys Marina hat and a River Adventure Tour dry fit shirt. So come on in whenever and give us your name and pick out your apparel. So, alrighty, guys. So once again, that is another Friday Night Fish Talk. And we thank you again for watching. We thank you for sharing. We thank you for supporting local businesses. We thank you for leaving reviews on Florida Fishing Adventures. And Zach,
Tired and true.
Tired.
His Google page is
Crystal River, Florida Fishing.
Crystal River.
Fishing.com.
Yeah, Crystal River, Florida Fishing. That's your Google page, right?
Yes.
Yeah, Crystal River, Florida Fishing. So go leave these guys some reviews. They're awesome. I'm sure they've helped a lot of people out, including myself, which I've already left you guys 5-star reviews. All right, guys, we'll see you next Friday. Good show. Good show.